Hello. Thought I'd take you guys through a tour of one of my gardens. There are two gardens here that the previous owner had put in and was using and had planted before they sold it to us. So I thought I'd show it to you before the cold comes and destroys the vegetation. It's supposed to be our first freeze tonight, so I've been harvesting all that I can, green tomatoes and all, so that we don't lose it all. So I'll take you on a tour here. This is what the previous owner, Ruth, called the till garden. She also had a no-till garden, which I'll show you here in a little bit. So I'll turn you around and I'll just kind of show you what all was here. Some of it I've taken out already because it wasn't producing anymore. So I'll show you around. So you can see our greenhouse there. Usually I've just shown you the other side of it. This is the garden side. Along over here we've planted some garlic, 3 different kinds. German kind, I think, German or Russian, I can't remember. And then another kind, I don't remember. I have the names inside. And then here is, here and then in this front row is actually some garlic that I found in the no-till garden. I have no idea what kind it is, so can't tell you. So this path I'm walking in, there was nothing planted here. I imagine in years past she probably planted stuff here, but since they were going to be selling the house, they probably didn't plant as much as they normally do. Plus, it was just 2 of them, so they probably didn't need too big of a garden. So right in here was a bunch of pickling and other cucumbers. And then there were more pickling cucumbers and lemon cucumbers over there. Right there were some green beans, all the way over to here. And we have some calendula flowers. Then we have a huge row of raspberries all the way down to there. My next step with those, I need to trim out the old canes and put up the new canes so that they aren't covering all of the pathway there from walking. So these are different types of tomatoes here, which I've probably gotten about 250 to 300 pounds of tomatoes, including the green tomatoes. These were a beefsteak, and this one was not very good. This one here and this one here, they tended to ripen and then develop spots and blade and stuff. This was aroma, and that one are aroma. We got a lot from them, and you can see here I've just been picking every tomato I can find that's still in good shape that I think might have a chance of harvesting or ripening. So down there you can see a tub of cucumbers. When we had some smoky days here, I couldn't get out to harvest. It wasn't safe to be out breathing the air, so a lot of the cucumbers just got old, overgrew, and I was just starting to get kind of overwhelmed with cucumbers at that point anyway, so I just kind of let them go. But we're going to save those as long as we can to give to the chickens. They love a good treat. Anyway, beans, cucumbers in here, and there was even some carrots planted here. I harvested some already. There's another little lone one right there. And then there's a couple beets down here as well. But there were lemon cucumbers in here, mixing in with the raspberry plants. So here are our artichokes. I was very excited to find these because these are something that I was wanting to plant in my permaculture forest anyway. So I'm excited. There's 2 plants, one there and one there. And I'm not sure how hardy they are. Our zone is kind of an iffy one for them to be perennial. So I'm going to, just this time until I learn more about growing them, I'm going to put a cover bag on them to see how long I can keep them. If not, and if they die away, we'll just see if they come back from the roots next year. But you can see I have, hello Molly, I have some to harvest and I think I might pick them today, at least the 2 bigger ones there. But we'll see if I can't keep growing those into the winter. Right here, this bright green, it's a little bit of volunteer asparagus, and there's another one a little further down that the stem got broken, so it's hard to see right now. But this obviously was a cornfield, and we've started taking some of it down. Still need to do the rest. Hello, Molly. How are you? Do you want to meet everybody? This is Molly. Molly is one of the farm cats that the previous owners had, and they were going to leave them here for a little while they got settled into their new place across the state. But she told me later that they think they might have neighbors who wouldn't appreciate kitty cats climbing into their yard, so she asked if we would like to keep them. So this is one of them, Molly. I like to call her Mollykins. Right here, they're not doing very well. In fact, one of them seems to be dead. It needs to be weeded out, but this is a blueberry. I think the soil probably is not the best for it here. You can see this one here just did not survive at all. But I'll try getting some peat moss to put around them and see if making the soil more acidic will do better for them. This right here is a row of marionberry. Oops. Walking through the corn stalks here. Just a nice big row of marionberries. And then we'll take a walk through the cornfield here. Growing all throughout the cornfield, we have some squashes, just different kinds of squash. One of them I think is a delicata. Sorry there, I'm getting tangled up on weeds and stuff. Ah! Okay, so one of them is delicata, I think. And then there's some that look like that. And a lot that look like that actually. But just, sorry, I'm weaving y'all around. All throughout this, it's weed covered, but there's just a bunch of squash. The squash bugs had gotten to the plants, and I had already harvested a bunch of squash already. Oops, sorry, they're just making you seasick, huh? So anyway, over mixed in with this side over here is a black currant plant, kind of grown up there on the trellis. That needs some trimming and retraining. I also have a red currant plant. Over here is black caps, which is a black raspberry. It's kind of a mix, I think, between blackberries and raspberries. But I love black caps. My grandparents had some on their property when I was growing up, and I just thought they were the coolest thing ever. Anyway, mixed in over there with the black caps and the black currants, there's actual pumpkins growing. And I don't know if we planted these or if they were volunteer or what exactly, but wading through the weeds. Okay, then we're coming back around to the rest of the garden. And this is my my till garden, which I'll be reworking it, and I'll probably be taking out this fence here. Definitely be taking this out because I'm going to be expanding out that way, because what you see over here are horses and a hayfield and a pasture and my future food forest and lavender farm. It'll be a project 1 to 2 years in the making, but we'll get it done. So I bought this egg fabric plant cover. Is that backwards? It's backwards to me. It's a protecting bag, 0.95 ounce, and it's supposed to guard plants down to very, very cold, and possibly even colder than we normally get here. So I bought one for a tree that you'll see in my no-till garden. But I thought I'd get one also for the artichoke and see if I can't make that survive longer. I'm hoping this is big enough for both plants to fit in one. Otherwise, I might have to see about making another plant cover out of some other just roll of row cover that I have. Pretty big. I don't think it's going to fit across both though. So which one should I save? The one with artichokes on it already? Or the bigger plant? I'll put this on the bigger one. Because I can do, actually, I'm just going to trim those off first. Let me get my pruners. Because I can make the bag or a cover out of the row cover, and it'd be better to make a small one out of that if this one will fit on the big one, which it should. Drawstring on it, and I'm thinking maybe I should have kept track of where the drawstring meets. Ah, there we go. And there we go with one cover.